Hey everybody, well alright, today is the day that Big Green meets mud. Well, at least my southern Ontario mud. Now I've brought my truck up here to our test property and I'm going to put it through some of the deepest stuff that I have. And it's been an especially wet springtime. There's tons of actual flooding in my area right now, so the mud is thick and the water is deep. Now, before I do that though, there's two other things I want to do. First of all, I don't actually know what my ground clearance is here, so I'm going to measure those first, just get a sense for my numbers here on Big Green. Then I have a little tight technical trail I want to run before I cover this thing in mud. It's already a little muddy just from getting out here, but I want to run this little trail. There's one big monster rock that's always been an issue. I want to see how Big Green deals with that, and then we're going to find the mud, and what we're really going to put to the test is, of course, the four-wheel drive system, the open differentials, and then these Mickey Thompson Baja MTZs. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I think this is going to be a good one. Now it's time for overall ground clearance here. So usually there are sort of two different ways of measuring this. There's body ground clearance, and because this truck has a 4-inch lift, the body obviously sits much higher than stock. And then there's the ground clearance at your lowest point. That's kind of your true ground clearance. And here on Big Green, it's the diff pumpkins. There's nothing that hangs lower than the differentials in the front and the back. So I'm gonna crawl under here and measure up to this front diff, and we'll see what kind of clearance we got. Just eyeballing it, it looks pretty dang good. Obviously, these are 35s, so the tires help quite a bit to, you know, get those axles up off the ground. And before I measure anything here, I'm going to put my guess in now and say between 9 and 10 inches. Now, if I was, really wanted this to be perfect, I'd be on a totally level surface, even a road. But right now I'm just in a gravel parking lot, so it won't be perfect, but close enough. So let's see how she measures in. So, from the ground to the bottom of this front differential, we are talking about, yeah, I called it. It's 9.5 inches. It's pretty much exactly 9.5. That's going to be identical to what we have in the rear. If anything, the front sits a little bit lower than the rear does. So there you go, 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Now let's measure up to the body though, just because I am curious to see what kind of clearance I have to the body. Now, this number is always going to be different because this actual air dam up front here is the lowest part on this entire body. So let's go ahead and just measure up to the air dam and see what we end up with. I kind of figured it would be pretty ridiculous. This puts it at 21 inches. 21 inches, which is, yeah, that's massive to have your body that high up off the ground. That's when a body lift really makes a difference with something like approach angle, because you're lifting everything up here that much taller, so when you're approaching something, your tire is going to meet it first. Yeah, you know what? That's enough of me talking and numbers and measuring. Let's go have some fun. So now we're getting into this tighter section. There you can see the truck. We wind through the trees here, and we end up over here. Now you have this left-hand corner followed by an uphill, but the issue is that rock right there. And then there's actually another rock here on the outside of the trail. And you can see on the outside of this rock, we actually built a little bit of like a corduroy road using old logs and debris so that you could take this corner really wide and avoid this beast. With most stock half tons especially and mid-size pickups, you cannot get over this big old rock. But I think I can. I think Big Green's got the big enough tires and ground clearance that I'll get right over it. And then getting up the hill shouldn't be a big issue. It's a little bit muddy out here for sure. The ground's a little soft, but with four-wheel drive, I don't think that'll be a problem. So now let's hop in, see how she does. Okay, we're coming into this tight technical spot up here, and we'll see how the truck does. There's one rock there taken care of. Now again, this is a bit of a tight trail, but it's only this one rock that's ever really an issue, and I'm approaching it now. So you take a bit of a wide turn around this tree, and then a hard right, and I should be getting close to it. Although actually I'm going to reverse just to line up my front driver's side tire, because I'd like it to be right on that rock if I can get it there. And I need to take a peek. Not quite there yet. I got 4 low too. I didn't really want to put her in or think I'd need it, but if I do end up, well, there it is. So that's one way to do it. Not as gentle as I wanted, but the truck did climb the rock, kind of slipped off to the right. I kept my momentum up and it was okay. Now let's get up this hill, this muddy hill. Oh, beautiful. Not much slippage there. It's just a rough ride. Okay, everybody, that's enough slow speed crawling. Let's go crash through the mud. Now, I'm gonna put a bit of a cap on your expectations. I'm not doing the Hydroline in Big Green, and that's mainly just because of the time of year. There is honestly so much standing water up there right now that I am just worried about any vehicle for that matter. I think I would only take a side-by-side up there right now. And that's because it's early spring and everything just melted, so I need to wait a few months. Maybe in August I'll come back and do the deep part of the Hydroline. But just because I'm not going to the deep part, trust me, the not deep parts today are very deep, so I'm still gonna get her nice and muddy. So initial impressions, Big Green did nicely in the mud. The Baja's got a good amount of traction. It's really slippery up here today, so they are certainly slipping around quite a bit, but that's just what it is to be in the mud. And while that approach was mechanically sympathetic, it wasn't really that fun, so we're gonna do the trench one more time with a little bit more speed. It's nice. Okay, here we go. Climbing up. Come on, baby, climb for me. Yes, and dropping in. Don't think it's broken yet. Come on, baby. Yes. Oh, nicely done. Oh, that's not good. I didn't do that. Don't do this to me, Big Green. Not happy about something. There it is. That it sounded like my issue before, the way it started there. I got a lovely smell coming off her now. That's probably just burning swamp water.
Yeah, swamp water on it.
Gotta burn it off. Okay, seems good. Okay, truck is running again. It died there coming out of the muddy ditch. I still actually think it's part of my fuel problem because I kind of did a bit of a burnout, came up a hill. I think it's a G-force thing, but it's running again. We'll ask more questions about that later. So here we have these staggered ruts, which are meant to test differentials. If you have a locking diff, these should be easy. I do not have locking diffs. I have 2 open diffs. I don't know how this is gonna go. Hopefully the Mickey Thompsons have enough traction to pull me through. They're full of water right now, so they're gonna be full of mud then as well. So we'll wait and see. So creeping into it now. All right, so there goes my front right. This will also test my articulation. Oh, okay, she's plowing. I'm trying to creep to really see. You know what? The tires, man, these Mickey Thompsons have so much traction that the open differentials are not slowing this thing down even a little bit. That was really, really well done. Well, Big Green in the mud, everybody, might end badly. She just died on me again. She just does not want to stay running. Well, there she be. This is the final resting place of Big Green. No, not really. We got the tractor out and we're gonna pull her back to our yard now. There's the trench that maybe did the damage. You know, the situation would dictate that me driving through a bunch of mud like an idiot just killed the truck, but I still don't believe that. Just because of the way it died, it didn't do anything weird or abnormal. Everything I've heard so far is stuff I've heard before. And I just still think it's this weird fuel issue. I'm not sure, but here comes the tractor to save me. I'm good. Thanks for the tow, tractor man. That was another dad rescue.
That's 50 bucks.
50 bucks? Just put it on my tab. I'll owe you later.
Only God gets my tab. You and Roman pay cash.
Cash. Okay, everybody, sit rep. So we just pulled Big Green off the trail. It's been literally sitting here in this parking lot for less than 10 minutes now. Just a couple of minutes. And let's see how she's doing. Beautiful. Like nothing was ever wrong. Well, everybody, I got lucky again. Big Green just started up for me. I thought maybe I'd really blown it on this one. But like I was saying, it didn't, sound to me or feel to me like it was a new issue. It didn't sound like it got wet and then something shorted. It felt like the same problem as before. And this time, I'm starting to pick up on maybe a little bit of a pattern. So here it happened after I came up a steep hill and then, lost the back end a little bit around a right-hand corner. Now, one of the other times it happened to me in the winter, it happened right after I finished doing donuts on the snow. So now I'm thinking, maybe it's a G-force thing. Maybe it is a fuel issue like I think it is, but maybe it's a G-force thing where when I'm putting G's on the truck and, lateral motion, the fuel is somehow getting sucked up out of that little canister, the high-pressure fuel pump, and it's not being able to, it's being starved for fuel. I don't know, it's tough, right? This is one of those ghost in the machine moments because it's intermittent. When you have a problem that, is happens every time and then you fix it, it doesn't happen anymore, that's simple. That's exactly what you hope for. But this is intermittent and I'm trying to link up, what exactly happened every single time it's died on me. And that's the one thing that I've sort of put together is I've been doing dumb stuff every time, putting unnecessary G's on the truck, and that seems to kill the engine. So I still don't know what the issue is, but I think I'm getting closer to figuring it out, and luckily I got to have a lot of fun in the mud before it died. All right, everybody, well, I definitely succeeded here in getting Big Green nice and muddy, and I would have stayed out there a little longer had it not died on me. Now, I still don't know what the issue is, and I'm gonna keep on chasing this intermittent problem, and hopefully we will figure it out. But now let's talk about what we learned out there in the mud, and there was an important lesson, and I think that is a good set of tires is more important than just about anything else, but mostly more important than locking differentials. I have open diffs here on Big Green. I thought that might have been my downfall. I'd end up having, one wheel in the rear and one wheel in the front just spinning away. And that never really happened, and that's just because these Mickey Thompson Baja MTZs hooked up so well, even in the deepest water and the thickest mud. So if you're looking to build an off-roader, tires, tires, tires. Now, that's it for this video, guys. As always, go below, let me know what you think in the comments, and then come back here to TFL for the latest news, views, and real-world reviews. Now, if you'll excuse me, it is a little bit sunny outside, and the truck seems to be running okay, so I'm gonna go jump back in the mud. See you later.